Hello, Maria here again. And first, before I get into this video regarding anxiety, I need to apologize because I don't have my microphone with me today. And you might hear my dog bark outside and the birds because I have the window open, and you might might be able to hear those noises. And I just want to let you know about that because this video might be a little bit triggering because we're going to be talking about anxiety and tips on how to quickly calm your anxiety symptoms. Okay, so first of all, one of the things that might help you to understand why you go into panic mode or why you go into your anxiety is depending on what traumatic experiences you experienced. And it doesn't have to be super extreme. It could be simple. For me, I may think of it as simple, someone else may think of it as simple, but your body doesn't think of it as simple. This video can be hours. It can actually be a workshop if I really get into it, and I go into generational traumas, and if I go into the histories of where you were born and things like that. And it's more like that would require like a genogram, like a family map. It would require a more in-depth one-on-one session, or me explaining, answering all of your questions. But for today, for this video, I'm just going to give you some quick tips on how to ease your anxiety when it comes up. But I'm going to also give you an understanding, help you to understand a little bit of why these things happened, okay? So if you think back, I've spoken a lot about your central nervous system and the limbic system, the fight, flight, or freeze response. There is another F that I'm not gonna get into it right now, but it's really the fight, the flight, and the freeze. Okay, it's the reptilian brain that is gazillions of years, okay, that we've dealt with this reptilian brain. So depending on where your body froze or where your body got stuck, depending on what traumatic experience you experienced while you were experiencing that experience, that trauma, wherever your body got stuck is whatever unexpected triggers that are going to come your way, that's how your body is going to respond. For example, when you were experiencing your trauma, if you fought, you're going to have a tendency to be aggressive when your anxiety came on, okay, or the trigger came on. So if you were triggered, and way back then you made your mind and your body made the association that when this particular trigger comes forward, you fought. And so if anything that comes after that, all the triggers that come after that experience, your tendency is going to be a little bit of aggression or a lot of aggression. Another thing is if your body decided to run, like way back then, when you were experiencing your trauma, if you ran, for example, if somebody came to you with a gun and you decided to run, okay, when you're triggered with a confrontation that is similar of that intensity, you may say, you know what, I gotta go, or you kind of leave the room, so you flight, okay? Another example is when way back then, when your trauma was, you were experiencing it and your body decided to freeze, okay? Because we don't make the decision. Your body makes the decision like that, super fast, faster, okay, than even that. Your body just wants to survive. So it's going to do whatever it needs to do to survive. So if you, in face of the trauma, way back then, you froze, when now, 6 years, 10 years, 25 years later, when you made the association long ago, and the association that your body made, your mind, body, and soul made, the association is that when something of this intensity comes forward, you freeze. So if you are confronted with something similar to that and your body gets triggered, you're going to freeze, and your body's going to freeze, and it's going to stay frozen until the threat goes away. Okay? So one of the things too is, let's talk a little bit now about this feeling of, that I hear a lot in my office, is this feeling of like pending doom, like something is going to die. This is I hear it, something bad is going to happen. It's this feeling of feeling something bad. So let's go back to childhood a little bit. So let's say you didn't do well in school, okay? So let's say your grades weren't the best, and nobody is the best all the time at everything, okay? No one is perfect at everything. And that takes a lot of freaking anxiety, and that takes a lot of effort to be perfect at everything, because something always has to give, okay? So let's just take the grades. So way back then, let's say you failed an exam, and your parents didn't want you to fail the exam, and you failed the exam, and you're like, holy shit, I gotta go home now. So now, either you walked home from school, or you took the bus from school, that walk or that ride home was that impending, like you're pending like doom, okay? So you're pending this anxiety that either you're gonna get hit, or you're gonna get yelled at, you're gonna be disappointing your parents. All of that, from the moment you leave school to the time you get home, your body is creating associations. Your mind is creating the association between, okay, this is the feeling, this is the anxiety, and this is the way my body feels when I am experiencing this anxiety. The anxiety and the stories you tell yourself do not need to be true in order for your body to respond, okay? So that's where a lot of this pending doom, like something's really bad is going to happen. I could take that a little bit deeper, and if you're getting triggered, turn me off. Don't continue to listen, okay? And don't continue to watch this video. So if your trauma was more intense, so let's say your trauma, you were living in a violent home. So on your way home, like you left school and you're about to go home, and I always think about the book, The Child Called It. Like, I can't even imagine the intensity, the anxiety that this man was going through when he left school where he was safe, and then when he was going to go home and where all that violent stuff was happening. The book is called A Child Called It. It's a horrible story, but it's a good story if you're a therapist and you need to learn about trauma. But anyway, so you're let's say that you like I said, you were in a violent home, or let's say that you were being sexually abused during the nighttime, and now it's daytime, and now nighttime is about, it's dusk, and you're about to go to bed, and your body needs to go to bed. And now it's like, holy shit, something bad's gonna happen, because when I was X, Y, and Z years old, or whatever, wherever I was living, then I was experiencing all of this trauma, right? So let's say all day, you wake up in the morning, you're fine. All of a sudden, dinner time comes, your body begins to react. Your body begins to go into like something bad is going to happen, because it happens every night, okay? So a lot of this pending, like something bad is about to happen, that I hear so often in my office from my clients, may be associated with that pending doom from long ago, that it's no longer, the threat is no longer here. No one is harming you in any way right now, but your body is having a difficult time sleeping, because it made these associations long ago, whether you were a child or you were a battered woman, that your husband did really bad things to you, or your wife did really bad things to you. So now you're having a difficult time sleeping because, okay, so let's move on to the tips. Okay. If you decide to do, if it's available to you and you can do this and you're not in a public space, you're not what is the word? Self-conscious about where you are, you can tap. If you're home, you can tap. This is amazing. This center, this pressure point right here is amazing for headaches. Okay, here tapping left, right temple, left, and then what you do is you alternate from left to right, left to right. Again, central nervous system, parasympathetic system, and the sympathetic system, the autonomic nervous system. Limbic brain is what we're talking about. Left, shifting it left to right, left to right. It can go, I can go deeper into the limbic system, the central nervous system, how it works, and along with trauma. Not going to do that today. Today is simply talking about one of the evil twins, and I'm going to continue talking about anxiety. So I'm going to give you another tip. So we have the eyes here. Another thing is here, this is connected with your intestines, because sometimes when you experience anxiety, your stomach comes into play. You know, like, oh my God, I just turn into knots, like my stomach turns into knots. Those words, you have to listen to what you say. Cross, cross, hit, hit. Here we go. Again, you're crossing energetic pathways. If you know me, you work with me, you know that I'm an empath, you know that I am very connected to my spirituality. And so you cannot leave spirit outside of your healing. It just doesn't work. You have to take care of your mind, your body, and your soul. Okay, so let's continue. Another tip, this web right here between your thumb and your index finger right here is amazing for calming. I actually saw Ricky Martin, which I love Ricky Martin, doing an interview, and he was doing the pressure points here. So for his anxiety, and you can do this too, okay? Another way, which is fantastic, is that nobody will ever know that you're doing this, is that you pick something in the room, wherever you're at. If you're in the car, you stop the car. If you're in your office, anywhere you are, you pick one thing and you begin to describe that thing. What it is, what color is it, what shape is it, and you start to outline whatever it is with your eyes, and inhale and exhale, okay? Breath in, breath out, okay? In for 4, exhale for 5, okay? And don't worry about the numbers, you just inhale and exhale. So those are amazing things that you can do. The goal is to get outside of your anxiety, outside, like from in here, out. So bring it here, okay? Press, inhale and exhale. Okay, pick one thing in the room and begin to describe it. So this is part 1, okay, of tips to quickly calm your anxiety. And then you can listen to the guided meditation. That's going to be part 2. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and give me a like. Okay, if I have brought value to you, you can bring value back to me by continuing the circle of giving and receiving. Thank you so much. Namaste. Continue to shine your light, and my God, shine it so bright so the whole world shines. We need it. We all need it today more than ever. Okay. Blessings to you, blessings to your family, blessings to all. Namaste.